Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. All right. I think we're all set. I am entering my final audience. Okay. So, hi, my name is Babs Alexander. I'm your international vocal coach. I am here to give you quality content on your voice and how you maximize to the top level of your game. I want to make sure that when you're in auditions, you make sure you land your auditions. When you're on that stage, you make sure that you're able to get your message out for people to understand with clarity and that they have value and that they're going to be able to go and use that which you have given them. On today's topic, it is how to help my child because they want to be a performer. So I don't know if how many of you have ever heard my story, but I was that child who wanted to be the performer. I would drive my mom crazy in the house all the time, trying to get myself together and just wanting to sing and sing and sing. Now, understand, children are just children. They know, they watch TV, they listen to things, and they see what other people are doing. And they too want to get an opportunity to do something as well. So if that's the case and you have a child and your child is one that wants to get up and they want to perform and they want to be this star that they've been seeing everyone else do, and they say, hey, that's me, that's me. There are some things that you need to do as a parent. The very first thing you need to do as a parent is find out if they're really serious about this. And which way do you go? So we're going to talk about some of those steps and tips that you can do to help your child to be able to get on stages that they have already started to talk about and starting to see and develop. Okay, so that's it. So let's get into it. So now there is something called a momager. You ever heard of a momager? A momager is a mom manager. I am going to help my child. I'm going to be with my child, and I'm going to help my child get to where they need to go so they can be what is needed. And it is so important. So in order for you to get to be that mom plus manager, you're going to be the one that sort of oversees the child career. But now listen, it may be something completely different that you've never done before. And there are plenty books on it. And I even also wrote a book, but there are some books of moms that have been doing this so you can get a step-by-step inside of what they felt like and what was going on with them, with their child in their career. But I created a book for you called the How-To Guide for Aspiring Artists. And when you, with this book is where you will get a chance to understand step by step of what is needed so you can be able to understand. Number one, discover their passion. All right. So what is their passion in? Now, I am one, I love to perform, but what did I love to perform? I love acting. I love singing, but it is really different. It's a different beast when you're looking at theater versus movies. Theater and movies are two different beasts. They're not the same at all. So when you're starting to think about theater is live. So whatever you say while you're on that stage is exactly what they're going to hear. A movie, cut, let's redo it. Cut, let's redo it. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget when I was on my first movie set. I think that was Brooklyn's Finest. I think Brooklyn Finest was my first movie set. And all of those cuts, oh my goodness, I was about to have a fit. I had no idea they had to cut, stop, remake, do something, fix something. I'll never forget Richard Gere said, call me when you get this ready. And he went, and they had to use this double for a while. And then he came back out and they were still working on something and we had to cut and went to lunch. But it is something that's overwhelming. And you have to have the patience of Job when you're looking into something like that in the industry. It's very, very important that you know what you're doing and how it's done so you can be able to do it. Okay. So make sure you know what their passion is. What is the passion in just acting itself? Or is it into theater? Or is it into Shakespeare? Or is it into movies and scenes and things of that nature? So make sure you sort of find out, get them involved in some things. Okay. Number 2, education and training. Education and training will help you to help your child so they can be able to get the tools they need to utilize so they can be able to do it. If they're doing education and training will help you to be able to understand what the director's saying, what's happening. I want you to get them in some classes. All right. If you're in New Haven, we got all kinds of classes. We're Arts in Connecticut, Westville Performing Arts Center. Have to do a shout out for them because I'm the founder and executive director. But get them in some quality training classes because these classes will help them to be able to get what is needed so they can be able to receive the proper training. All right. The training classes. Now, that's for beginners. The more you practice, there are so many different. I took a class. Listen, even a professional continues to practice. There are so many, and I need to, one day, let me write it down. Let me do it now, because if I don't write it down, and I tell you I'm going to do something, then I forget, and then I'll be like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to break down the classes that you actually need to take, like the improvisational classes, the scene work class, scene study class. There are some serious classes, but I'm talking about when I break them down, I'm gonna break them down and talk about each and every one of them so you understand the types of classes that your children need to be taking while they're on this journey of self-discovery of what it is that they want to do. Not only children want to be able to do something like this, but also adults. If you are an adult and you're an aspiring actor and you want to perform and you don't know what you need to do, I'm giving you the steps. Take the same steps and apply it to yourself. This is the easy guide, which is why I made the book the how-to guide for the aspiring actor so you can get everything you need. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you click like and subscribe and go back and check out some of my videos because you'll see the managers in there, you'll see the agents in there talking and telling you exactly what you need to be in this industry. This is not something I'm just talking about. This is something I've been doing and walking the path of for many, many years. And now I'm helping others get there. Well, I've been doing that too for over 30 years. Okay. So it's so important that you guys get where you need to go. Acting is one thing. Singing, you got to have the whole package. I want to perform. Is that singing? Is it dancing? Is it acting? What is it that you want to perform? What is it that you want to do? Where is it that you want to go? How is it that you plan to get there? So we need to talk out the past on what you're doing, okay? Number 3, professional guidance. Professional guidance is someone that is going to help you, like a mentor or a coach, okay? Somebody that's helping you get into this art industry and that can help you and lead you, like hence Babs, the international vocal coach, someone that understands the industry that can help you to be able to navigate your way through so you can be able to be seen by managers, so you can be able to be seen by agents, so you can understand the difference. If you don't know the difference, my book is coming out September 20th. So excited, super excited. But the book is launching at that time. That's my birthday, and I wanted to have it out. Been telling you about the book forever. It's been written, so I'll have it there so you can be able. First of all, if you are interested in pre-ordering this book, you can do so. All you have to do is send us a message. Bab, I want to pre-order the book. Actually, they should have it already on the website, but if it's not there, let me know because we'll get that up there this week. Okay. So that's internationalvocalcoach.com. That's internationalvocalcoach.com. All right. Make sure you get somebody to guide you. Number 3. Number 4, industry research. Research your industry. We just talked about it, but you got to know more than just the name of a few actors. You got to understand the whole process of what's going on, what's happening when you get in there. You know, what do you want to do? Understand the whole concept. What's a casting agent? What is that? What's a talent scout? What is it? Well, give us something. Give us some reputable names. Give us some reputable schools. Learn the language. Learn how to speak the language that you want to become. If you really want to become the industry, then you have to study the industry. You have to practice. Okay? That's just like I see Lisa on there. And when Lisa is singing or performing, and shout out to her, she is training for if you're in classical music, you should be learning Italian and German. You need to learn the language so you can be able to sing, so people can understand you in their dialect. You've seen English people trying to speak something else, and then you all have done it. You're doing a real country and Southern. Learn the dialect. Babs, can you learn dialect in order for me to get roles to be in certain shows? Absolutely. Learn the dialect. If you want to be British, then you got to learn the dialect. Come on, guys. Make sure you know what you're doing and take your time. Take your time. Please don't think you just gonna jump out there and be Beyonce. If you sing Beyonce is loaded, she's packed, is Noah, you got to have some serious agility to get up there and do all that singing and dancing on stage and make sure that you're able to get into the outfit she's able to get to so you can get up there and do your things. Do you have to be her size? No. But do you have to be able to work out so you can be able to get up to do what you need to do? Yes. What does workout have to do with fitness? Everything. Everything. If you don't believe me, make sure that you're catching our upcoming episodes with Courtney Shelby on how fitness and acting and performing and public speaking is important. You got to be able to be fit to get on these stages, to do what you need to do, and don't be winded and don't be, why? Because you now have practice. You have developed skills to get where you need to be. So again, study your industry, study everything you need. And please leave comments below. I want to know if any of this is helping you. The next thing, build your brand. I hear Glenn talk about this all the time in Clubhouse. By the way, shout out to Breakfast with Champions. I want to make sure that you guys, if you are in Clubhouse, make sure you check out that group. It's on every morning from like 5 to 12 a.m., 5 a.m. to 12 p.m., giving quality content on leaderships and everything. So you need to be in there because they teach so much good, relevant information that it's something you need to do. Build your brand. Build your brand. What do I mean by that? What's unique about you? What is it that can happen and they'll be like, oh, that's bad. You know, what's her brand? What is it? And what is it all the time that they see? I'll give you an example. She's a vocal coach. Carol Porter. Cheryl Porter. Cheryl Porter's brand is she has the hair tie and she has all of the poppy colors. When you see that, immediately you know that's Cheryl's brand. All right. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check her out. She's an amazing vocal coach. Her brand is the poppy color with the hair tie. Can she do other things? Of course. The woman is amazing, a beast in her game. Again, but that's her brand. What's your brand? What's your brand? How can you have your brand or your flavor when you go and audition? Now, I don't mean to go and change the other people's stuff of what they want you to do and make it your brand. There should be something, a part of you that says, yeah, that's Babs. That's something that she does. When I'm singing, there's some things I do that when I sing, you're like, yep, that's Babs. You may hear me come like a full force train. It's early in the morning, guys. I'm in my apartment. I can't be doing that right now. I should have went to the studio, and this way I can do more with you. But there are things when they hear and they be like, oh yeah, that's Babs. But my personality is always bright. It's always happy. It's always cheerful. Thank God for that. Do I have down days? Of course I do. But hey, this is my brand. This is who I am. So when you hear me and it's like, hi, that's me all the time. I'm always on 10. So I want to make sure you understand how to build your brand, how to find something that's different and unique that reflects your qualities and your talents. Now, this will show inside your portfolio, inside your headshots, your strong online presence. Everything should have your logos. It should have you in there so it can have your flavor on any platforms of your social medias, anywhere. Okay. The next thing, number 6, network. Talk to other people in your field doing the same thing you're doing. When you go to an audition, meet other moms, have a conversation, a cup of tea, share a phone number, get a mom group. It's some momager groups out there. Get yourself in the game. How you going to know what's happening if you don't network? Networking is everything. Do you know, because you're networking, they can tell somebody else about your child, especially if they're in something and they say, we need an Italian boy age 9 that can do splits. And you say, oh, he knows that. Let me get in touch with his mom. And then now you've heard something because you've been talking and now they know what your child's ability is and you know what their child's ability is. One hand feeds another. Networking is everything. You meet so many people in the industry just by learning to network. Okay. Number 7, audition preparation. All right. How do I assist my child? By practicing. If your child is going up and they have to speak a scene, make sure it's in the same style and quality content of the show. Make sure they know what the scene is. Practice the monologues. Get some monologues. See, kids in this era, in this millennium, they don't hold and retain as much as they used to because technology is just running rampant. So a lot of times they don't practice to hold and keep those scenes and keep your minds going. I should say the person that can keep the most memory is an actor because they got to read script and make sure that script is in their head because they can't go and start doing all these improvisations. The person that is supposed to come after them to reflect of what they're saying is listening to their lines so they know when to respond on their lines. So practice these monologues and make sure they understand what they're doing. Practice your songs. practice singing. Practice opening your mouth. I don't know if you're in head tone voice, chest tone voice, mixed voice, practice your belting. The more you practice, the more you can clear the vocal, the whole vocal area here so you can be able to get that air out. The more you practice your diaphragmatic breathing, you can speak well, you can sing well, and you can be able to hold your notes. All right? It's important. Practice, practice, practice. Dance routines only get better when you practice them over and over and over again. Make sure that you have these dance routines down pat. So when you get in there, there is no overthought. It just comes naturally. Listen, when you don't practice enough, when you get into an audition, you're nervous, you're scared. It's like brain fogs come. But when you've practiced so much, it's on the inside of you, and it helps you to continue to grow and to move and be able to do that thing like clockwork. So please, audition preparation is everything. And make sure that you have your audition book so you can be able to have what you need with the headshots and rest. Get my book. It got it all in there, baby. I gave you a hand guide from soup to nuts. Soup to nuts. And by the way, if you want to get started on understanding what you're doing in vocal techniques so you can start getting that voice where it needs to go, I have made you a free vocal technique guide so I can give that to you. If you need it, Babs, I need it. Make sure that you just email me at babs@International Vocal Coach so we can get that out to you. That's what I want to do for you. Okay. Last thing I want to tell you about. Oh gosh, I got so much up here. Balancing your priorities, balancing them. All right. When I say balancing your priorities, make sure that you have your financial goals. That's another one, financial planning, because this thing can get expensive, all right? But balancing your priorities, making sure the child has what their needs, but don't you get so overwhelmed that you can't take care of your life experiences of what you're doing, okay? You got to continue to save. And yes, the child may want to do something now, but again, a child is a child and they're continuing to grow. So if you have to save up your fundings to be able to get what you need, do what you need to do. Because momagers, mom managers, you have to manage mom, being mom, and the healthy, taking care of your child or your children and your husband or whomever it is that you have, your spouse. But you have to be able to balance everything. And I want to make sure that you have the time to do what you need to do. Okay. When you're doing these professional things for financial planning, which is number 9, I want to make sure that you understand all of how much it costs to do something. Don't just jump in it. Check the prices. Check the price. How much it costs for a headshot? What is the price range? That's in my book too. What is the price range? How do I find someone? What is it that they're looking for? Okay, let's talk about all of this music. I got to make sure I got music and portfolios. Do I just buy one book of music, or how do we do this? It's a whole, listen, find out what your child loves singing. Start there, but then make sure that that child, if they're going to be in some kind of role or scene, that they're able to be able to match it so you can be able to have music that matches what you're doing, okay? Health and well-being, number 10, and I'm going to stop right there because, you know, this bit isn't got real lengthy on me. Health and well-being, I want you to make sure you prioritize your child's physical and mental health. Here's another audition. Here's another audition. Mama, I want to do it right now. Mama, I need a break. Listen, in the performing world, it is round and round and round and round. I want you to make sure you understand. Listen to the child. If the child is tired, take a break. If the child is overwhelmed and you can see it, you know, make sure that you're here, able to hear, you know, when some people just don't want to do something or when they've gotten fed up. I've had clients and now they're like, oh, what, 25, 30, somewhere. They're getting up there now. And when they came to me as a child at the very beginning, they were doing really well, booming, 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 doing everything. And all of a sudden, around that 13 to 14-year-old range, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to sing. It was a whole season. She didn't want to do anything. Yes, Kayla, AKA, what's her name? Oh my gosh, I wanted to do a shout out. I'm so sorry, Kayla. Kiss Monroe is her name now. Kiss Monroe. Look her up on TikTok. Make sure you follow her. But there was a time when Kayla just didn't want to do anything. And at that time, it was okay. It's okay. She had applied. She had already auditioned for American Idol. She had already auditioned for The Voice. She had auditioned for America's Got Talent. So she had gone through a whole series where she had auditioned for things, but there was times that she just wanted to stop and do nothing for a while. And that was okay. Because now, as you can see, she's a recording artist. Now she's performing again. And now she knows that break helped her so she could really get into what she really wanted to do. That was always a passion of hers, is to be able to perform. And now she's performing and she's doing a wonderful job at it. So if you haven't had a chance to check her out, Kiss Monroe, this one's for you. All right, your vocal coach, love you, girl. All right, so these are all the things that I wanted to talk to you about. Let's do the recap. If you did, you just catching it, then you come back to it. The first one was discovering your passion. The second one, education and training. The third one, professional guidance. The fourth one, industry research. So okay, I'm getting my words out. Industry research. Next, building your brand. Next, networking. The next one, audition preparation. Next, balancing your priorities. Next, financial planning. And finally, your health and well-being. I hope that this information has helped you. Please leave your comments below. Let me know. I understand this is an overwhelming task, but if you stick with me, I can help you get that career off your ground and get you into the doors that you want to be. This is Babs Alexander, your international vocal coach, helping you with your career and auditions and finding your voice on the stage. Until next week, see you soon. Bye. Oh, my favorite group is always YouTube. All right, YouTube. So listen, we really appreciate what you have done and all that you're doing with us. Make sure that you tell your friends about our channel and how we can continue to help each other to grow, to be able to expand. If you want to hear other things about your voice on this channel, make sure you leave comments below so I can help you get where you want to go. I'm in your corner.